Blessings, friends. It's Maya here with an Astro update. Today, May 1st, we have a full moon in the passionate, intense, and probing sign of Scorpio at 11 degrees. Those of you who have planets in the fixed signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, or planetary placements in your natal chart around 11 degrees will likely feel the effects of this full moon the most. A full moon is when the sun and the moon oppose each other in the sky, creating a tension, peak, coming to fruition, or culmination point. On a positive level, this lunation can be deep, resilient, resourceful, perceptive, mysterious, and strategic. On a challenging level, this lunation can be emotionally intense, jealous, resentful, controlling, and secretive. You can look back to the Scorpio new moon during November of 2025 to see what themes occurred then that are coming to a culmination point now. Scorpio highlights themes of shared money, shared resources, other people's money, investments, inheritances, loans, taxes, mortgages, psychology, the occult, investigation, sex, intimacy, and deep bonds. We may see some of these themes highlighted in our individual life and or collective. The traditional ruler of this lunation is Mars, the planet of action, drive, and warrior-like energy. Mars will be squaring Jupiter, the planet of luck, abundance, and opportunity. Squares typically bring about tension or a diamond polishing moment, and with this square, challenges can arise around taking action on an opportunity, challenges with higher learning, cultural affairs, pilgrimages, gurus, or teachers. With Mars square Jupiter, it's also good to be mindful not to be overly impulsive around luck. Jupiter expands whatever planet it touches, thus this could bring overly optimistic energy where there's a need to be cautious, or being mindful about taking on more projects than one can realistically handle. This lunation, we also have Mercury, the planet of information and communication, conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. This can be a time where old wounds may be brought up to the surface to be talked through for greater healing and awareness. We're recovering from a Pluto square Sun aspect this week, which could have brought power struggles around ego or vitality challenges. This is a very sensual moon happening now on Beltane, May Day, and it's also on the Taurus-Scorpio axis, which is the axis of sensual pleasures in life. We can find ourselves indulging in these areas of life at this time. Here, scorpionic full moons tend to bring hidden shadows and aspects of ourselves and others to light for greater transformation, emotional depth, and psychological awareness. What area of life will this full moon in Scorpio be happening for you based upon your rising sign? For Aries rising, this full moon will be happening in your 8th house. This could be a coming to fruition, culmination point, or ending around shared money, shared resources, investments, inheritances, taxes, loans, psychology, the occult, and deep bonds. For Taurus rising, this full moon is happening in your 7th house. This could be a culmination point, coming to fruition, or ending around personal relationships, business relationships, marriages, contracts, negotiations, agreements, collaborations, and legal documents. For Gemini rising, this full moon will be happening in your 6th house. This could be a culmination point, coming to fruition, or ending around health, work, co-workers, employment, rental agreements, diet, exercise, daily routine, organization, as well as small pets and animals. For Cancer rising, this full moon will be happening in your 5th house. This could be a coming to fruition, culmination point, or ending around creativity, children, romance, hobbies, celebration, entertainment, joy, and small businesses. For Leo rising, this full moon will be happening in your 4th house. This could be a coming to fruition, culmination point, or ending around home and family life, property, real estate, emotional security, inner safety, ancestral roots, parents, and tradition. For Virgo rising, this full moon will be happening in your 3rd house. This could be coming to fruition, a culmination point, or ending around communication styles, how one thinks and speaks, local community, local travel, neighborhood, transportation, vehicles, short-form learning and writing projects, online content, as well as extended family and siblings. For Libra rising, this full moon will be happening in your 2nd house. This could be coming to fruition, culmination point, or ending around income, how you make money, saving, earnings, and spending styles, personal resources, valuables, physical possessions, food styles, as well as self-worth and self-esteem. For Scorpio rising, this full moon will be happening in your 1st house of you. This could be a coming to fruition, ending or culmination point around yourself, your identity, physical body, outward appearance, and new endeavors. For Sagittarius rising, this full moon will be happening in your 12th house. This could be a coming to fruition, culmination point, or ending around the unseen realms such as spirituality, mysticism, dreams, self-undoings, bad habits, jails and hospitals, but as well as retreats, ashrams, music, and the arts. For Capricorn rising, this full moon will be happening in your 11th house. This could be a coming to fruition, culmination point, or ending around large groups of people, friendships, networks, organization, progressive ideas, as well as future hopes and wishes. For Aquarius rising, this full moon will be happening in your 10th house. This could be a coming to fruition, culmination point, or ending around career, place in the world, public image, status, achievement, notoriety, parental figures, authority, leadership, and legacy. And last but not least, for Pisces rising, this full moon would be happening in your 9th house. This could be a culmination point coming to fruition or ending around long-distance travel, higher learning, publishing and teaching, philosophies, religion, gurus, pilgrimages, as well as government institutions. Full moon in Scorpio. Blessings to you all.